Calling in my Soul Tribe family. We are back with another How to Write a Song from Scratch, this time pop.
And this beat is actually something that I started in my latest YouTube video called How to Make a Pop Beat from Scratch. So if you want to see where the beat that we're writing to came from, I'll put a link to that in the description.
Yeah, it's a really good tutorial. He goes from the very beginning, starting with a little sample and turned it into this track. So why don't we take a listen to what we have here?
And I went ahead and lined it up with a click track.
Awesome. After my first video on how to write a song from scratch, I got so many requests for Latin and pop music, so I figured we'd combine the two today. You might notice that there's already a lot of plugins loaded up, and that's my number one tip when you are in a session and writing a song, have a good vocal template ready to go.
In this case, we're actually using the stock plugins Pro Tools template at iamkara.com.
Yes.
And this is a really great starting point for any session because it's guaranteed to load up quick. You're going to have all the plugins, and if you're a beginner, stock plugins are very likely all you have anyways. And if you're not a user of Pro Tools, maybe you're in Logic, Ableton, or FL Studio, we also have stock vocal templates for you at iamkara.com.
Yes. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I like to do is feel out my melodies. These melodies are not going to sound perfect. It's going to be out of tune. I'm just working through finding the right notes and the right melodies. So don't expect this to sound amazing right off the bat. This is me showing you my process.
And while she was explaining that, I just went ahead and selected our microphone as our input, which is something you're all going to have to do when you go and open up your template. But other than that, we're ready to go. I'll put the click on.
So this would be maybe an intro here.
Yep, and then the verse would start.
With some ad-libs, verse here.
A really handy trick when you're trying to figure out your melodies is using autotune, and we really like the real-time version that UAD made. So we're just going to put that right here on the lead vocal, and I'm going to choose my minor scale, and let's take a listen to our scratch vocal.
I actually really like a lot of that. I just want to tighten it up a bit. So let me re-sing that.
Yep, and so that we can always go back to it in case we forget, there's our playlist.
Yes, it's very important. Never delete anything.
And 1, 2, 3.
And oh my God, you know you see my body, you know you come out, I'm on my way, I'm on my way.
What I really like about this melody is that it really complements the rhythm of the beat. It's working with it, it's not working against it.
Yeah, you did a great job filling in the gaps between the bass line hits, and also being in a different register from the bass line just makes it a dream to mix because you're already in 2 separate registers. So we're already starting off in great shape.
You know you see my body, I know you came out, I'm on my way, I'm on my way.
The approach that I took on this song is that I kept the melody simple, that it can almost be a nursery rhyme. And that's a trick that I like to use on a lot of my music because at the end of the day, some of the biggest songs in the world are nursery rhyme melodies.
Yeah, you're looking for that level of simplicity and catchiness.
For me, a little tip on how to get better at melody writing is ear training, which is basically just listening to a bunch of different melodies and trying to sing them back immediately without having to re-listen to that melody over and over again. The better you get at singing back melodies, the easier it is for you to hear the melodies in your head when you are trying to write a song.
And if you want to learn more about ear training, there's a whole video section about that where you get to ear train with Kara in her Singing for Beginners course. And we'll put a link to that at iamkara.com as well. But back to the songwriting.
Let's continue on with our melodies.
I really liked that.
Really?
I really liked how it started.
Okay, let me hear that. like moments of that. So let me try and take my favorite parts and piece it together.
Away, and then it back up, and then honestly, I'll be right, and it won't be right. And then it
Okay, let me try that again. So you are witnessing me work out these melodies. It takes a lot of trial and error, and I don't want you guys to feel ashamed of that or scared of that. You can try things a million times in a row and finally get to that melody that you're searching for after 30 seconds, an hour. It really just depends on the vibe of the room and how you're feeling.
my way, and it better, and it wanna think you won't be try, and you won't be try, and if it's I do, and it wanna think you won't be try, and it won't be right, and it wanna be the on my way, and I wanna be on my day.
Sorry, I didn't mean to stop you there.
That's okay. Let me hear what I got there. You know what I mean? Something like that. It's close. I want this to be super nursery rhyme because we kind of go off in this singing part, and I want to bring it back down to that really catchy, oh, this is the chorus, feel good type of thing.
Anyone can sing this.
Yes. Let me just try it one more time and then we can kind of nitpick it. I want to be like,
Get a little bit better. Oh my God, oh my God. Da-dee-da-da-da-dee-da.
so this is just the framework of what I'm going to work on in terms of melodies and fitting lyrics to them. Whenever I actually start writing the lyrics, the melodies change slightly to fit the story of what I'm trying to tell. So remember, you're not married to this, but it's great to have an idea before you actually start your lyrics.
And it's great to focus on your melodies before you start your lyrics too, because you can easily decide if it's a good melody or not before it's a finished vocal.
I'm on my way, I'm on my way.
Okay, so I hear a couple of words in there. If you watched my first How to Write a Song from Scratch, you heard me say multiple times, find the words in your gibberish. That is the easiest way for you to start mapping out your lyrics. Maybe it's like this person has been waiting forever for the other person to come around. Be with them, dance with them. It's go time. Like, I'm on my way. Let's see what we can do together. You know just what I want. You know it. I know you got a body. Maybe it's like, you know just what I want. I know you got the body.
You know just what I want. I know you got the body to turn me on. So I'ma turn me on. I'm on my way to switch, turn it on.
The key to turn me on.
The
I'm on
key
my
to
way.
turn
Like
me
you're turning on your
on.
car.
Okay, I like that. I always like to cut in my lyrics as I'm writing it because if I hear it back and I don't like it, then I'll have the opportunity to change it immediately.
You know just what I want. I know you got the body, the key to turn me on. I'm on my way, I'm on my way.
We're actually just going ahead and recording our lead immediately. I feel like I've been in the studio for enough time now to be able to punch my lead together as I record and write. But a lot of the time, I also record a bunch of takes to comp from. This is just an easier way of doing it, in my opinion.
Whether you're doing pop music or hip hop music, any kind of music will really benefit from a record as you write style workflow.
And as I'm recording, I'm using the console app from UAD to have a completed headphone mix. So why don't we show you guys what I'm using on my headphone mix?
Yeah, actually, the sauce that you're hearing when she sings is this Manley Voxbox preset going into an 1176 compressor, going into an Oxford inflator, and then the reverb that you hear is this EMT 250. But none of it's getting recorded because we have selected here the UAT monitoring only option. The audio for all of our tutorial audio, like my mic right here, Kara's mic right here, and then the DAW audio that you see back here is all getting recorded in Luna. So not only do you get console, but you get Luna, very handy pair of softwares that will help you record in other softwares.
We love UAD.
Thank you.
All right, let's write these lyrics. I kind of want to change the rhyme there. So before we were doing, you know just what I want, I'm hearing an I rhyme there, like, summer I know you ought to fall in my life.
Some sense it's synchronized.
Our minds are synchronized. We want the same thing.
Already synchronized.
Oh,
Ain't even gotta say it. Like, don't even gotta say it, baby, or something.
Ooh, already synchronized. Don't gotta say it, baby. I usually stay away from saying the word baby, but sometimes it does work.
It has a really cool internal rhyme with say it, baby.
Exactly. And we are all about internal rhymes. Alliteration is really important with songwriting. It kind of adds to the catchiness of the song.
Yeah, those are all sneaky little tricks to help you be more repetitive without being noticeably repetitive.
I always, you see me on my phone, I'm actually on a rhyme site. I find them very helpful, so don't be afraid to use it as a tool.
Yeah, random suggestions are never a bad thing. But landscapers are.
Freaking landscapers.
Hang on a second.
Agonize, empathize. Let's get it, do or die. I'm waiting, let's do or die. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. Already synchronized. Don't gotta say it, baby. Live for it, do or die. I'm on my way, I'm on my way. Let's skip to the hook now, because I'm hearing an idea there. Get a little push and pull. But I don't really like the way pull sounds.
I like that. The tonight.
Get a little push tonight. Get a little pull, then I'm alright. Yeah. Like if I just get a little push and pull, then I'll be good with that. I'll be happy with that.
Right.
Kind of a thing.
Tell me if you're pulling up alright. Okay.
That's cool.
I need a little push tonight. Tell me if you're pulling up alright.
Get a little push tonight. Tell me if you're pulling up alright. Yeah.
While I'm recording this, why don't I just do the two doubles? We'll add harmonies later.
Need a little push tonight. Tell me if you're pulling up alright.
And we'll put this down on their double tracks. That's already here from our template.
Need a little push tonight. Tell me if you're pulling up alright. Yeah.
That's super catchy. I really like that.
Alright. Yeah. Come on.
Ooh, what were you doing? The push and the pull?
Push, I was just mixing the ahs with the word push in there.
Push you, boy.
I kind of like how push, kind of like combines and back into the ahs.
Push
I was thinking about push and pull, but maybe it can just be push. I wouldn't be mad at that.
push pull
Wait, what did you do?
I liked how you did pull la la.
push it, pull push it, pull
Let's create an alternate lead mix. So sometimes you don't want your lead to be completely clean, maybe like a little filter type thing. It's going to help separate a little bit. So you can pull up an EQ and do that real easy. Let's do a filter here and we'll turn in, and then we'll turn this one down, and we'll also make it steeper by adjusting this knob.
Yeah. Push it.
And let's also go in and do that stutter now. So I'm going to go in and make our grid a little bit smaller by holding Option, Control, and then hitting the minus key over on the right side of my keyboard. And let's try just cutting it like that so that you can actually get a hard cut on the vocal. And let's also try doing the same thing on the ahs. Maybe that'll help too.
Push it.
Yeah, and I'll clean up the rest of this later, but that sounds better to me.
That's cool. It sounds like we sampled it.
Yes, exactly. That's what I wanted. Let's continue writing. So the concept of push and pull, to me, it's a sexy song and you're kind of teasing each other. So I want to capture that essence.
Need a little taste of mine. Want a little taste of mine. Get a little taste of mine.
Tell me, do you have an appetite?
Tell me if you have an appetite, yeah.
Or only if you have an appetite?
Get a little taste of mine. Only if you got an appetite.
We're just writing a half song for the purpose of time. Typically, I wouldn't do a post hook the first time around, but since I want to give you more of a full idea, we're going to do that today.
Let's jump into this post chorus.
Yeah, maybe just an oh.
Yeah, I like that as a starting point.
Then we can just do in the middle, push and pull la la. I can clean that up.
Hey. Got me dancing in the control room.
hook is definitely a staple in pop music. It drives the title home, and it's something that's super catchy that is easy to remember. So let's stack this. Okay, let's throw in some harmonies. Another nice thing about this template is that we already have channels for the harmonies.
Yep, so we're just gonna bring our record track down and one.
Let's do a high octave on this. I'm also hearing a group chant of a hey in the background of this. Hey! And I don't know if you guys noticed that I did different tones on each hey. When you are recording a chant or a stack, a group of people, and you only have yourself in the studio, it's important to experiment with the tones of your voice.
Yeah, it's really critical just to make yourself sound different, to make it a convincing gang vocal.
And we can also use plugins and effects to help.
One of the beauties of this template is I want to add a 8th note echo just to these harmonies. I know they're all in the same color, but that doesn't mean that they have to be the same effects. I'm gonna type 1/8 delay and then hit enter. We can copy this echo down onto all of our hays. So now they're all getting sent to that 8th note echo, and the rest of the harmonies are still nice and clean with just a reverb.
Can we just check that out from the top of the hook into the post?
Tell me if you're pulling up for it, yeah. Push it, push it. Pull a little taste of mine. Only if you got an appetite, yeah. Push it, push it. Pull a hey. Push it, pull a hey.
I do want to hear something in that space, but I don't want it to be a hey. So now that we have our hays and our O's and the post hook done, let's just record all of the harmonies that I'm hearing for the actual chorus before we do the pre.
Push it, push it. Pull la la. Push it, push it. Pull la la. Push it, push it. Pull la la.
It's important not to overdo it with the harmonies unless that's the style you're going for. So I always like to find the words that I want to accent.
Tonight, tell me if you're pulling up, alright, yeah. I'm mine, only if you got an appetite, yeah. Little taste of mine, only if you got an appetite, yeah. Push it, push it. Pull it, hey.
I think we're good on all of that. Let's start writing the pre now. I think it'd be really cool if we capture the essence and the comparison of human nature with animalistic tendencies here. So maybe something that has to do with animals running wild or like getting unleashed.
Anything you do, there's a jungle in your eyes. Animals run wild.
I like there's a jungle in your eyes.
And the ending is great too.
Animals run wild. What can we say before that? I want it to end on ooh, like a do or you.
Getting lost in you.
Getting lost in you. There's a jungle in your eyes. Animals run wild. And
the way you move.
Oh, yeah, yeah. With the way you move, it's so natural.
Or supernatural.
Supernatural, make it come alive.
Let's hear it from the top of the verse through the pre.
You know just what I want. I know you got the body, the key to turn me on. I'm on my way, I'm on my way. Already synchronized, don't gotta say it, baby. Live for it, do or die. I'm on my way, I'm on my way. Getting lost in you. There's a jungle in your
we have left to do is a couple of harmonies in the pre and then some ad-libs.
Yep, this is coming together great.
Yay.
Getting lost in you. There's a jungle in your eyes. And I'm getting lost in you. There's a jungle in your eyes. And I'm getting lost in you. There's a jungle in your eyes. And animals run wild.
Okay, let's just do a couple of ad-libs and then we're done recording.
Cool. I'm going to bring this down. We have an ad-lib channel already made.
Yeah, you know just what I want. I know you got the body, the key to turn me on. I'm on my way, I'm on my way. Already synchronized, don't gotta say it, baby. Before I do or die, I'm on my way, I'm on my way.
Now it's time for me to clean up my vocal and pick and choose my ad-libs. I'm gonna start just by picking the ad-libs that I wanna keep in my song. I did way more than I typically do just so I can give you guys ideas of the type of ad-libs that you can record in your songs.
Turn me on, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. Already synchronized, don't gotta say it, baby. Before I do or die, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. Getting lost in you, there's a jungle in your eyes. Animals run wild.
Now that I've deleted the ad-libs I don't want, I'm gonna clean up my vocal by deleting the extra breaths in the background vocals and then also turning down the volumes of the breaths in my lead.
Yep. And just generally any empty space that doesn't need to be there can be removed, and a little crossfade is just going to help it all blend smoothly.
As you can see here, I made a bunch of edits to the session. Typically what I do is I take down the volumes and breaths in the lead. I take out all the breaths in the background vocals. I also like to take down my harsh consonants, like the S's and the T's, just to smooth out my vocal even more. Now we are going to do a quick mix so that we can hear our final song.
So the template that we opened up at the very beginning of this tutorial got us very close to the finished product. As you can see, it includes a lot of stock Pro Tools plugins, some of the channels which we duplicated, but nothing really got changed other than us adding an auto tune in here and muting the echoes that we weren't using, things like that. So now I think it might be a good idea to go in and maybe use some of these echoes. So I'm going to turn off the half note echo and see if there's anywhere I could find that might be able to use that. And let's just turn off the ones that we don't need here.
You know just what I want. I know you got the body, the key to turn me on. I'm on my way, I'm on my way.
Well, I like the way the delay sounds right there. I think maybe the next effect adjustment I want to make is just adding more reverb here during this pre-chorus. So I'm going to grab this reverb amount here on the lead vocal, and I'm using the shortcut Command and Control at the same time and pushing it up.
Getting lost in you, there's a jungle in your eyes. Animals run wild.
And I'm going to automate these doubles so that they're not so loud here during the pre-chorus. I really want them to just be impactful during the chorus and post. Open up the automation.
I'm on my way, getting lost in you. There's a jungle in your eyes.
And I think all of these would benefit a lot from more reverb and more half note delay. And we could just set that up here on one of them and then copy it up. So let's just turn, we already have it on. So maybe we'll just turn the amount up for just this part. We want it to be more like full blast, and we can copy that automation up just by holding Option and going like that. And I also want to give this that half note delay that I was talking about earlier. Type in half delay. Let's have it be off except for this part. And I'm going to automate the on-off switch.
I'm on my way, getting lost in you. There's a jungle in your eyes. Animals run wild. With the way you move, supernatural, make it come alive.
Let's turn our eighth note on right here.
Getting lost in you. There's a jungle in your eyes. Animals run wild.
Let's have a big echo right there on the last word.
Come alive. Come alive. Alive. Alive.
There's our quarter note delay.
Alive.
effects back up. And then we'll have our effects come back off right here with the mute automation. So this yellow channel down here at the bottom of the template is like an overall effects volume. So I want more effects in the pre-chorus. Let's turn down the 8th note send on that lead.
I'm on my way, getting lost in you. There's a jungle in your eyes, animals run wild. With the way you move, supernatural, make it come alive. Be a little person.
So we just set up some half note delay right here that we're going to copy up onto all of these so that it just turns on all at the same time. We got our reverb automation that we already copied up. And then right here I want my harmonies to be louder so they support that chant better. So we're just going to volume these up to support that lead a little bit better. So we're just balancing the background vocals with the lead vocals. And let's check what's going on down with our ad-libs. Might filter them a little bit more. Might swap this out for the EQ 7 band. That way it allows us to engage a low cut and a high cut, which will help us filter our ad-libs a lot better. Sounds more like an ad-lib to me. And I also want to hit the half notes delay harder off these. It'll drive our ad-libs at the end a little bit harder too.
So we just got done with the mix. Typically, if we were actually writing a song, getting ready for a release, we would go in much harder and do a lot more details. But for the time being, this is what we got. So why don't we take a listen to it now?
Awesome. Let's go from the top.
You know just what I want. I know you got the body, the key to turn me on. I'm on my way, I'm on my way. Already synchronized, don't gotta say it, baby. Live for it, do or die. I'm on my way, I'm on my way. Getting lost in you. There's a jungle in your eyes. Animals run wild. With the way you move, supernatural, make
That sounds amazing.
Hey, you did a great job writing this.
Thank you, you too. If you guys missed it before, Reed actually has an entire YouTube video of him creating this beat on his channel. So
From scratch in Ableton. So if
Yes.
you really want to see songwriting from scratch, we got the beat making over on my channel. And like I said earlier, we'll put a link to that in the description. And also, if you want to get your hands on the Pro Tools template that we use to start and finish this song, we have that at iamcarrot.com. And we also have a copy for Logic, Ableton, FL Studio, Pro Tools, and more to come.
that's right. I'm so happy to be able to do this for you guys. A second how to write a song from scratch video, this time pop. Please comment below what genre you want to see next.
And we'll catch you guys next time in another tutorial.
Peace out.